Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have been collecting several new coloring supplies and books for the past few months, most of which I have waited to open, test, swatch, or flip through. So today I'm really excited to share that process with you. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing that I got, I have been wanting for months and months. I have asked you guys a bunch what you like to use for your glossy accents on your pages. So I've seen a lot of people do it on eyes. I've seen on icing, water, like water droplets and different things like that. And I have just always really wanted the option to add that effect to my pages. And there's been a lot of times when I thought this would be perfect for that. So many of you suggested Glossy Accents by Ranger. So I ordered this and there's a lot in here and you guys said that a little goes a long way. So I am just super excited about this one. It's one of the main things that I'm most excited to use, and it's been hard to hold off on to film this video and share it with you guys. But let me test it on a sheet of paper real quick. Okay, this is just a piece of cardstock, and obviously since this is clear, I don't know how well you are going to see it. That's a very nice small tip, and I don't think I need to cut this. I think it's good to go. Let's see. Okay. I really like how thin that comes out. Okay, so I think it comes out with a little bit of a cloudiness, but I believe it dries clear. Yeah, dries to a clear gloss finish. Fine tip for precise application. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of leave that on here, and I have a feeling by the time we get through everything, let me make it a little bit bigger. I don't want to waste it though. But I have a feeling by the time we get through everything, this will probably at least partially go clear and dry down so we can get a better look. But from what I have heard, this dries with a little bit of a lift on the page, which I think is really nice, especially for water droplets and eyes and things of the sort. And you guys also told me to make sure to leave my book open and let it dry overnight. Let me see if this says anything specifically. This says, Glossy Accents is a clear dimensional gloss medium. Use the accent, add dimension, brighten, and magnify objects on paper, crafts, mixed media, and home decor projects. Create glossy dimensional effects over stamped images, ephemera, and more. Ephemera, I'm not sure I'm saying that right or what that is, but Glossy Accents can also be used as an adhesive for lightweight objects on porous surfaces. And then it says, do not shake, that it will create air bubbles. Turn bottle upside down and allow liquid to flow to tip. So yeah, I'm just super excited about this. And I think it was like $7 for this. So anyway, there is what it looks like on the page now. We'll let that dry down while we go through everything else, and then we'll look at it towards the end of the video. The next thing, in a similar sense of the Glossy Accents, is glitter Mod Podge. I saw J.I. Colorist use this, and she used it on her birthday cake page, I believe, and put it on the icing. And I'm not typically a glitter person, but I love the idea of adding this to my coloring pages. Something about it brought out the kid in me. And I also just think Mod Podge is strangely nostalgic for some reason, and to have a glitter version for coloring, I just thought that sounded like a great idea. So let me open this up. And also, while I'm doing that, the Glossy Accents, I know Chelsea Behetti, I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name right, but we chat all the time on Instagram DMs, as I've told you guys before, in our buddy colors. Oh, I'm already making a mess with this. Wow. It is truly very glittery. Wow, it's not as fine as I thought it would be. But anyway, if you want examples of the Glossy Accents, especially for eyes, I know that Chelsea uses it on her page, her Instagram, quite a bit. So I'll link her Instagram below for you if you want better examples of that. Okay, I went ahead and washed my hands because that kind of got everywhere as I took off that piece. It's also on here, but I mean, that's good. It does say extreme glitter, so that is to be expected. But let me put some on here. So I believe this also dries clear. It says water-based glue, sealer, and finish. But I'm just impressed at when it says extreme glitter. It truly is. You know what? I bet this would show up better if I colored a little spot, and then you could see it with the colored background. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my super tips since they're right next to me, and I'll do the same thing with glossy accents. I'm gonna give that a moment to dry, and then I'll put the extreme glitter on here as well as the glossy accents. Okay, so I just realized my next thing is also a way to add gloss to your page. It's in the pen version. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do half of this with glossy accents and half of it with my glossy glaze pen, and we'll compare the two. So I'm gonna put this on the left side. Sorry if you can hear my guinea pigs weeking, as well as the very loud cicadas that have been in my videos recently. I tried to edit the sound a little bit to muffle them, but they always are out there right when I'm filming. And then I'm gonna paint this whole thing on the right here with the glitter. Okay, I'm gonna let those dry, and while they are drying, let me go ahead and show you the next thing, which is these Jelly Roll glaze pens. When I was looking into getting refills of my white Jelly Roll pens, or not refills, but getting new Jelly Roll white pens since I was running out, I came across these, and I thought I really wanted to give them a try because I love the idea of the glossy accents, but if I'm taking my markers somewhere and coloring, or if I'm just, you know, in my bed coloring or whatever it may be, a pen just seemed really convenient to keep in my Ohuhu bag with my markers. So I'm going to see how these work. I think they have a 3D effect in a similar way. This was the other way that you guys recommended adding details that are glossy. And the reviews on Amazon, someone showed that it worked really, really well for water drops. So I'm really excited to try this out and to compare. Let me just do it over here first. Okay, definitely not as thick and noticeable as the glossy accents, but let me do it on top of this blue and see how that does. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, and the glossy accents definitely is going to take longer to dry down, but this is pretty much drying down already. It's completely different effect than the glossy accents. This is thicker and it looks truly almost like water, whereas this is thinner and it has a little bit of a texture to it. So I feel like both would be beneficial for different things. So it really comes down to personal preference. I think the glossy accents I probably will end up using more just because I think that effect really stands out. But this is super convenient to have a pen, and I'll keep playing around with it. Let me know if you do have the pen, if there's a special way of using it, but otherwise I just put it on here as a normal pen. It did begin to rip the page here, so I don't know if it is water-based and maybe mixed with the super tips, it started to destroy the paper. But I will say this glitter is super impressive. I mean, when it says extreme glitter, it is not playing around. That's beautiful. Even by itself, it's pretty. So I can't wait to play around with that and find different ways to use it creatively in my pages. But so far, really, really pumped about these glossy, glittery accents to add to my pages. I think embellishing is the word that I was looking for that. This is gonna be great for embellishing. And actually, let me keep this out. The next thing is I got more fine liners. So I'm always needing more fine liners. They're always dying on me because I use them so frequently. And I saw someone recommend this brand, Uniball, and I had actually never heard of this and didn't know they made fine liners. And so I wanted to try this brand out since she really liked it. I think it was My Colorful Country Life maybe that I saw post about it, but let's go ahead and test them out. So this is 0.05. I just love truly how fine they are. I don't know if you can see that, but really, really fine, which I often find I need. And so when I saw just how thin these were, that's what drew me to them. Like, that is truly, truly thin. Wow. It says water and fade proof pigment ink recap after use. these just looked so nice to me. I usually use bigger microns, but they die on me so easily, and if I go over certain textures on my page, it will ruin the little tip and then it dies, it seems. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but it just seems like I'll have a new one and it goes out on me so fast, and I don't know if it's because of the way I'm using it or what, but hoping I have better luck with these. Okay, here are the swatches that I did. I did them out of order here, so then I did them in order on this side, but honestly, you can't really tell much of a difference except from, you know, this one to these obviously, but I feel like you can tell the difference more here, so I'm not sure what I did there, but super excited about these. I just think that's going to be a game changer to have really fresh ink for these. I don't know, I always run into trouble with my paper microns these days, so I'm excited to have some new ones and to have several options. So yeah, that's these. I'll try to remember to pull this back out the end to see any progress once these have dried down a little bit more. But for now, that's all that I need as far as swatching goes. The next thing I got is oval brushes. Again, this was a recommendation from you guys for my King Art gel sticks. You guys know how much I love these, and you recommended using oval blending brushes with them. So I got these, and these were opened because I used them in my most recent video with my Derwent Inktense pencils that are also in this haul in just a moment. This one I used to get off the masking fluid, so it got a little bit beat up. But they worked really well. The handle is a lot more sturdier than I was thinking, and they're super soft and dense, and yeah, they have a good variety of sizes. They were like $7. So that's pretty much those, but was really pleasantly surprised with how they worked. And if you want to see exactly like a demonstration of that, it is in my last video. I just did the background of a page with a light blue for the sky and blended with these, and they worked beautifully. Next, speaking of my Derwent Inktense pencils, I got these this month. Actually, I received them as a gift from someone named Stephanie. And again, this was what my last video was about, so I won't go raving about it again, but she was super generous and sent me several things that you will see in this haul. But yes, I was really excited to try these out. I filmed that process, and sorry, I just realized I did not even think about what I was doing, but I had to have those straight. I just was talking away, and then I realized I looked like a maniac. Anyway, this is the 12 set, and when I put these on my list, I had gotten them just because I had heard people say the word Inktense in their completed pages videos, and I thought, well, everyone's mentioning them, so I need to try them, and I had no idea what they were, and I went into them blindly, like I said in my last video, and really enjoyed playing around with them, and am excited to continue to play around with them and find new ways to use them. If you use these and you really love them, please let me know down below if you have any suggestions, especially if you watched my last video. Feel free, I love learning from you guys. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know if you have any suggestions on anything that I might have missed, different ways I could try them out, or just any suggestions, because I've learned so much from you guys, and almost all of these things have been recommendations from you all. So anyway, yeah, I got these. I already filmed me using them, so that's that. But I did just want to show you in this haul because I'm really excited about those. Next, I've actually had this for a while. This is Watercolor Confections Vintage Pastels, but I got these, I don't know, several years ago probably, and no, I guess it's only been maybe 3 years ago or so. I'm not sure, but anyway, it was before I started coloring, and I ended up for some reason putting them in a drawer, and I never ended up using them much, and oops, these popped out a little. Anyway, I rediscovered them the other day, and I thought I'm going to include that in my haul because it felt like Christmas morning when I came across them, because now that I'm coloring and really truly using the mixed media that I have and the supplies and trying to use them up, it felt like the perfect opportunity. I used them some, but I just found that I didn't often set aside time to come into my room, set up a thing of water, get my brushes out, and do watercolor. Coloring just feels a lot easier in that way. But now that I have my desk, my setup, and I'm filming for videos, you might see me use these. So I just wanted to show you. Like I said, it felt like Christmas morning when I came across them. I love this color palette. Let me actually reorganize these because I don't think this was the order they were in, and it just looks so beautiful on here. So let me put them in this order real quick. Is that the same order they were in? I don't even know, but it looks better in my head. Anyway, I did it along here, but I would love to swatch these. You know what? I'll go ahead and do that right now on camera with you. I'm gonna just fill up this little swatch card with the different colors. Okay, here is a look at the different colors that this set offers. I just think there's a lot of versatility, and I love the shades that are in here. So I wanted to show you that in case you were interested too. But yeah, I also just think this is so cute how you can mix the palettes on here, and then, you know, you can keep this in here, and then it all tucks away into a cute little tin. So anyway, I just think it's really cute, perfect little size, and the colors are really vibrant. You only need the littlest amount. So wanted to share that with you because you might be seeing it on some of my pages. Next, another thing that Stephanie got me is this electric eraser. And she said she got this because she was honestly interested herself in how it works. And it was something that I had listed on my wish list because you guys have recommended and said that it is a game changer with colored pencils. So it's my first time seeing it. These are super fine little erasers. Comes with a lot of refills. And then let me get this part out. Wow, that feels lovely in the hand. Okay. Oh my goodness. You need the tiniest tap to do that. Wow, this would be so much easier, especially with these, to get into fine little areas. Oh my gosh. Wow, and it's not ever complicated either. Like, I can just charge it. I can get the little shavings out of here. And then I've got these refills. Wow, okay. Thank you so much, Stephanie, because this feels amazing. It's super nice. Let me actually test it out with a colored pencil real quick. Okay, I'm using a Prina colored pencil. I know you would probably use this to add details or highlights or whatever, but just for the sake of using this, let's... Okay, first of all, that made me feel a little bit like a dentist. The noise and also just it wiping this off, I imagine that's how it feels to clean plaque off teeth. I don't know, but anyway, really impressed with that. It was so easy, and I don't really have any way to erase in defined areas because I use some, you guys have seen them before, but I use thick erasers, and so it's harder to get detailed spots erased when I want to. And so I think this is going to be not only good for that, but really fun to play around with adding details too, and erasing. I don't know, I'm gonna have to figure out. Let me know if you do have an electric eraser, what you use them for. But I feel like I've already got a ton of ideas popping in my head of how I could use it and adding different effects and patterns. So as with everything else in this, very excited about this. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Looks like it works great. And then let me see, in case you're curious, how easy it is to switch this little tip here. Okay, so good. It just pops out. Whoops. And then that's easy peasy. And then it just goes right back in there. I guess you would put this higher up on it. This is way more user-friendly than I thought it was going to be, as somebody it's their first time using one. And then this one, it looks like there's plastic bits to hold the tinier one, erasers. But actually, let me go ahead and test out the thinner strokes as well. Now these I did go back and forth several times, so it's not a good judge. I'll do one stroke of both so you can get a better idea of what that looks like. So there's kind of a comparison of the two. Hopefully you can see that. This one was even thinner with the first stroke, but I went over it a couple times, but super duper thin. So yeah, I am thrilled with this. It's a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. And as somebody that doesn't know anything about these, this was super easy to figure out. So let me know, like I said, if you have any suggestions. What are your favorite ways to use them? I just know you guys have recommended them to me, recommended it to me, and so I wanted to give it a shot, but would love any tips that you have. Next, I won't stay too long on this, but I just got some more, well, if I can figure out how to open it, I got some more Jelly Roll pens because I use these so much. And I have them everywhere in my office, in my, I'm having a lot of trouble with this one. I have them everywhere in my bedroom, in my coloring bag, with my markers, in my office. And so I just like to have a bunch of these because I use them so much for so many different things. And I love to use them as kind of like an eraser too with my Ohuhu markers, because if I cover something up that I did a little mistake that bled out the lines or whatever, and then I go over it with another color, it's a lot less noticeable. It's not perfect, but it's a lot less noticeable than just leaving the color having bled out. So it's one of my favorite things to use. And this has a 0.5, a 0.8, and a 1 point. So anyway, this is just a little variety pack that's like $5, so I got more of those. Next, I got some masking fluid or drawing gum, and again, I used this in my Derwent Inktense pencil video, which was the last video I posted, so I won't say too much about it, but I tested it out in that, loved it. Basically, if you don't know what it is, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, you put it down on a paper where you don't want it to be colored in. So if you were using watercolors, for instance, you would put it down to add little highlights or wherever you would want there to be no color. I've seen the example of an egg where they'll put dots of this and then they'll color the egg robin's egg blue or whatnot, and then they'll take those little spots off and it's got little speckled effect. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with it, but yeah, it just, you put it down and then once it dries, you can do your coloring as normal or whatever, painting, and then you can just scrape this away and you're left with the page untouched underneath. So really had fun playing around with it in that video, and I am looking forward to continuing to experiment with it. Next, I have had some colored pencils, specifically my colorless blender pencils have gone really small on me because I use them so much. And so I went ahead and got some colored pencil extenders, which I've never had, but I've seen other people use. And I knew that would be really helpful to use up every last bit that I can of my colored pencils. So again, pretty simple, but I did get those in the last couple weeks. So, and I was waiting to show you them before I use them. I'll try it on one of my colorless pencils later on in this video. I also got a planner recently for all of my buddy colors and also for my filming ideas and my filming schedule, because it can just get really easy for life to get busy and to pass by, and I want to be a little bit more consistent with my uploads. And I also wanted to be able to do more buddy colors, and I've seen a lot of people have planners. I also love seeing in people's completed pages videos when they use it for showing their trackers, like how many pages they got done, how many buddy colors, how many untouched books, whips, and different statistics like that. Please let me know, what am I missing? These were the kind of the main ones that came to my mind, but let me know, what are your favorite statistics to keep track of? I know a lot of people also do hashtags, so I'm kind of easing into that side of coloring. I'm new to it all since I'm new to being on Instagram, but I did want to be able to have this to show you guys in my video. So this was just a cheap little planner on Amazon. It came with a little pen thing here in case you are interested, and a little pouch here. And it started in July of 2025 and goes through the end of 2026. So it was perfect timing. I also had never seen this before, but It has little notches here, which I'm assuming to pull away so you can turn right to your page, which I thought was really neat. And then this is kind of a bit of a mess, but you can see here I did which buddy colors I have this month, and then ones that are to be determined on when they will be. And then I've got a little schedule here that I was playing around with. As you can see, I used a lot of whiteout to get a situation of what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. But yeah, I'm going to continue to use that. Also, I was debating using it for work as well, but I have a separate way that I digitally plan for work. So I think I'm going to keep that. This is just going to be my fun little coloring and YouTube planner. So really, really excited about it and looking forward to sharing with you my statistics every month. Next, I'm going to go ahead and jump into running through all of these books here. So the first book I actually just got right before filming this. Someone bought this off of my wish list, and I haven't gotten her permission to share, so I won't say, but I did, if you're watching this, get your little note, and I really appreciate you sending this to me. It made me really smile. It made me so excited. I was not expecting it. My husband brought it in, and I was like, what's that? I haven't ordered anything. And then I opened it and was just super excited because I have been eyeing this book for a long time. But if you know me, you know that I started out with Ohuhu markers. And so I veered far away from double-sided books because I'll give you a quick flip through, although I'm sure you've all seen this. So I'm just going to do really briefly as I'm talking. But I did not want to do double-sided books because of bleeding through. But now that I have started playing around in the world of colored pencils, I really, really like Joanna Basford's designs and artwork. And so it's funny that she actually got this for me, and I put it on my wish list, so it's not super crazy. But it is funny because I just bought as well one of her bigger books, and I'll show you in just a moment. But yes, I love seeing people's art in these. And when I think of colored pencil artwork and coloring pages, I think of Joanna Basford. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think from what I've seen that she is kind of the start of adult coloring, that she kind of started making books and coloring books in 2015, I think I read somewhere. And that's kind of when it all kind of started, and then it's picked up a lot of momentum in the last few years as people have grown to love coloring. And so I also love that she kind of was one of the first ones, and I just love her books. I love the simplicity, and also I love that the pages are kind of off-white. Not kind of off-white, they are off-white. And I especially love this book, how I've got these little tiny images that are still detailed and satisfying to do, but when I only have a little bit of time, I can just knock those out, and they're also perfect to practice with my colored pencils. So love this little size of this book. You guys know that I love R.J. Hampson's newer tiny tailed books, and that's what I've been practicing with my colored pencils. Actually, I have it right next to me because it's in my little pencil pouch I'm going to show you in a moment. But I've been practicing, a little sneak peek, this is what I've been practicing this month. But this is where I have been practicing with my colored pencils before I get onto the bigger pages. Someone recommended that. Actually, a few of you did, and I thought that was amazing. So I can add this to that as well. And each month I'll continue working in one or the other of these and trying to get better and better with colored pencils. But thank you so much for sending this to me because it is just the cutest, and it's even better than I thought it was. I have been wanting it for a long time, and I'm so grateful you guys have pushed me to use colored pencils, and now I can open my eyes to beautiful double-sided books. Okay, future Ray here. I actually just finished filming this video that you're watching, but I walked away from here and then saw on my phone that there was a person on the front porch, and it was another delivery. It was another wish list item, and I'm putting it here because the person that bought me the book that you just saw also got me these, and so I just wanted to show you. I literally just got these, and it's the first time I've opened them. So, and she was so sweet and left a little note and said that she hopes that this is helpful for my Derwent Inktense journey, and that's exactly why I had them on there. And so actually she said adventure, which it is an adventure, that's for sure. But I'm so excited to play around with these. This one is a number 1. It's a finer little tip. This one's fatter. It's a number 2. And then obviously a number 3. Wow. Oh, that one's flat. Okay, I was like, that doesn't look bigger. Wow, these are nice. Okay, so I'll be able to fill them up with water. I saw in a video that someone, Pamela's Pencil Passions, she just stuck it in a cup and squeezed it and then went like that to fill it up. And it was a lot easier than dipping a brush and having to clean out the water. So these are going to be super fun to use with the Derwent Inktense. Thank you so much. You know who sent these. If it's you, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And it just made me so happy every time. The way that it goes down when you guys have sent me stuff on my wish list. And the couple of you that have, when I get a package, I say to my husband, did you order something? And I said, wait, I didn't order anything. And he said, it's something from your wish list. And so we get really excited together and I open it with him every time. But yeah, just wanted to show you that real quick, but I could not be more excited to test these out, and I really appreciate the gift. I am speechless. You guys are so generous, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Like I said, I got one of her full-size books. So I actually got this one because Jody Moments, I'll put her page down below, but she recommended Magical Worlds. I'll put down anybody that I mention in the description for you. I know I mentioned Colorful Country Life as well. I'll try to put any pages in case you are interested and for some reason don't know who they are, but I'm sure you know who they all are. But she mentioned and posted that this was on a Prime Day sale for $8, and I like $8 even, and I was like, I have to jump on this because I have been wanting one of her books, and this one was just beautiful, and for $8 I was like, I have to do it. So a quick flip through, but again, I'm sure you guys have all seen, I'm not used to flipping through double-sided books as you can probably tell. So like I said, I haven't flipped through these because I wanted to wait to do it with you guys. I saw a gist when I was trying to pick which book of hers to get on Amazon. I had seen a gist of this, but I have not really dove in. I mean, this is so whimsical and magical. This too. Can you imagine the Mod Podge glitter on this page? I just have so many fun ideas with all these new supplies. This would be beautiful with like some beautiful colored pencil blending and then some glossy accents on top, making them look like 3D. I could also see using the glaze pen that's thinner over glass maybe to make it look shimmery without being 3D. Maybe that would be a good way of using the glaze pens. I think part of the reason I'm so drawn to her art as well is because I've seen so many people's completed pages in her books and the way that people blend colored pencils in here. Also, this is obviously nicer paper than regular Amazon paper, so that will be fun as well for me to experience. This was one of my favorite ones. I did see this in the reviews, and I just think that is so beautiful. And also, you guys know that I always talk about loving pages with, or books, excuse me, with a variety, and her book really is that, while also still kind of keeping to a theme. Very excited about her wildflower book coming out because I have mentioned several times how much I love wildflowers, and it's the background of the wildflowers that were at my wedding. It's in the background of my banner of my channel, and I just love wildflowers for several reasons. So I could not be more excited that she's coming out with a wildflower specific book. So I'm definitely going to be getting that when it comes out. I need to pre-order it. But anyway, Magical Worlds by Joanna Basford. Next, I have a couple books. Again, these were on a great sale, just like Joanna Basford's books. And in case you are interested, I think they are pretty much the same size. Joanna Basford's is maybe a centimeter longer this way or wider, but they're pretty much the same size. But these are some Christian coloring books, and the reason I was drawn to these is, one, they are also on nice paper, but also these are drawn with multiple different artists, and they have on this side, depending on the page, it may have a quote or a scripture or a hymn, And so I loved that little touch too. So it's not double-sided, so I can use my alcohol markers, but it still uses up this space over here. So anyway, let me do a quick flip through. I think these also have a, yes, these also have a, it says, to help set the mood for worship and contemplation, a link to Choose Joy Spotify playlist is included inside. So this has a playlist that goes along with the book, so you can play it while you are coloring, which I thought was a neat little idea. But this has different artists, so the designs are different. Again, it has a variety, so it will tell you down here who it's illustrated by. So some drawings, of course, since it is different artists, some I am drawn to more than others. Like, I really love this page. I like the thinner lines, I would say. Some of them are really thick. This I thought would be so fun. I think because of J.I. Color's birthday cake video, the way that she used the glitter on the icing and everything, it really inspires me for this page. So I love that. I don't even think I said what this one's called, but this one is Choose Joy. That's another page that I really think is beautiful. So yeah, I really just like the idea that it's supporting several artists in here, and this was also one of my favorites. How beautiful is that? So that one's Choose Joy, and then I got one more. I don't know if I've fully finished my thought about this, but just like the Joanna Basford ones, these were on sale. I think they were also $8, so that's why I got them. But they have several by this person, and it's looks like the publisher is Waterbrook, but I wanted to say it was listed as Waterbrook Press, but I thought it was like Ink and Willow or something on Instagram. Okay, so for whatever reason, this one is Ink and Willow, and this one is Waterbook Press. But I mean, they're like the same. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but same concept. It's got a playlist in here. It's got different artists listed, and the back has different things on the pages. That was one of my favorites. I think I was more drawn to the artwork in this one. Thought this was kind of cool. Yeah, really love the art in this one. That one is really pretty. You know, I love the ones that have different, I've said this before, but like different areas, like a variety in the same photo. I just like it, like water, land, mountains. So anyway, this one's called Whatever is Lovely. The next book I got, I'm a little bit disappointed in, to be honest. I've seen it a bunch on I don't know what, but I've seen this cover all the time, maybe just on Amazon. And it's by Peter Piper Press. I want to say Peter Piper Press, but I don't know if that's how you say that. Anyway, I don't know. I think I just like more shading in my books. That's why I love R.J. Hampson. I like more shading and details, and some of these images are just really simple and kind of busy. But they're still really cute, and I think once you color them, you can add your own details. But for instance, like, look how simple these chicks are. And so, I don't know, it was another one that I think I got for $5 on sale. I just got some when they were all on sale. And I definitely like some pages more than others, but like, to me, what's going on with this cat? I just don't like that very much. And the perspective seems off too, like the way that these birds are right there. It just seems, I don't know. I don't think it's AI, is it? I don't think it is. But it just seems odd to me. But there's some pages that I do like, and I'm gonna keep it, but the style seems so different from page to page too. Like, this one, really pretty, but I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. It doesn't have a lot of details, and yet it also has way too many. Hopefully you understand what I mean. It doesn't have a lot of details in the drawing. Like, the cat is very simple, the mouse is very simple, these flowers have no lines or anything, but at the same time it's really busy and has a lot going on. I feel like it's too much detail all in the wrong spots. But, and this guy looks like a little zombie bunny. I don't know, I just really was not drawn. Let's see. Well, now I feel bad because it is an artist, it looks like. It's Victoria Fuchs. I'm gonna say Fuchs. But anyway, yeah, I hate to say that since it's an actual artist, but I just wasn't super drawn to the art in this, me personally. But if this looks like something that you are into, then it's on good paper. And like I said, I got it on sale and I love the cover of it. And it might be something that once you color it in, it really changes the game. So anyway, it's got 31 cozy stress relieving designs. Here's kind of the back as well. And I just love the images when they're small. I don't know why when they're blown up, I just don't feel super inspired to color them. But I'm still gonna give it a shot and I might surprise myself. Next, this is the book that I did a page in my last video with the Derwent Inktense pencils. It's on watercolor paper and I did a brief flip through in that, but it's printed on premium 2S GSM watercolor paper and it's by Claire Therese Gray. It's called Woodland Watercolor. She is just now coming out with another new book. I forget what it's called, but very excited about that and I will be getting it because I just love the art in here. Here's the back. And you could use anything in it, but it is on watercolor paper. And I did a page, like I said, with the Derwent pencils and used water on them. And this was a gift from Stephanie as well. So again, thank you so much, Stephanie. You guys know I love pages that have varieties like this with lots of little images. And then also full pages. It's a little harder to flip through because of the paper being so thick. And then the big front, it has some information on, this is where I've read about some masking fluid. That's why I bought it, because it was in here. It's got talking about layering, blending, making fur effects, and let's see, where did it say? Fur and feathers over here. Skies, leaves. So it's got a bunch of information in the front. So she actually sent this to me with the Derwent pencils and it was just the cutest gift together. So if you're looking to get someone a gift, this, even if they are not super into coloring, I just feel like this would be a beautiful gift for somebody. I mean, obviously if they're not into coloring, don't get them a coloring book. But hopefully you know what I mean. Like if you have an artist in your family that you think would like it and they don't even know they would love it, or if they're interested in coloring, I think this would be an amazing book. And imagine it with these cute little vintage this little set. I mean, what a cute gift that would be. But anyway, I just love gift giving and that comes to my mind when I'm looking at this. But anyway, yes, and it's thick. It's got a lot of designs. So super happy with this book. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Next, this is another book that I got on sale and it's my favorite King James versions to color. And it's, again, not quite what I was expecting. It's all thin like this, like a bookmark pretty much. I'm pretty sure almost all the pictures are like that with these backgrounds. But, you know, I still like it. And I think these would be really awesome. You could cut them out and give them to somebody as a bookmark. That one's rather large. But some of these you could give someone as a bookmark. And I still think that they will be fun to do in bed. And it's something about books like this, I find that they encourage me to play around with different media and like have more fun with it because I don't know how to explain it, but they just, I guess because I don't have a lot of pressure is what I'm trying to say, because I'm not like crazy about the designs, but I like them enough to jump in and do them. Sometimes I love a book so much that it holds me back. This is not one of those books. I still love it, and it's printed on nice paper. It's got, you know, a nice cover. It's not your typical Amazon book, but it's approachable is what I'm trying to say. And I still think that the actual words of it are great, and I will enjoy meditating on those as I color them. So anyway, did want to share that one with you as well. And let me see, this one, it looks like it's by CA Publishers. It's designed by Christian Art Publishers, okay? So, got that off Amazon. But I think I've seen that one in Michael's as well. Anyway, the next few I'm super pumped about. This one is a Circleism art book. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. I chose Oko. So Chelsea, who I spoke about earlier, she recommended me to get one of these books. She has one and she posts her images of it, and she just said she loves it and she thought it would take a lot longer than it does. And I've been really loving color by number books, and I thought this one was very different. So they have a YouTube channel, and I went through there and spent a long time looking through and trying to pick which one I wanted, and this is the one that I landed on, and it's Oko, and I believe that that means I, and it's all these up close images. And me flipping through it's not going to show you a whole ton right now, but if you go to their YouTube channel, they have like 30-second videos where it goes through the finished picture. And I thought that was so perfect because it was just enough for me to not really remember what it looks like, but to also get a vibe of if I want it or not. So there was another one, I think it was one of the mystery circle ones that I really wanted. So that will probably be the next one that I get. But it has all the colors here, and I will definitely pick out which, whenever I do this, I will pick out which Ohuhu markers go with what color, and I'll share that with you guys in case you have it as well and want to do the same. But yeah, really excited to use this one. It's quite a thin book, but it's very different than anything I have, and I can't wait to do a page in it. Just a couple more coloring books. Here is Countryside, Colorful Cottages and Rural Retreats. That is a mouthful. This is by Color It. So if you know anything about their books, they're a little bit more expensive. I think this is a little over $20. This is yet again another gift from Stephanie. She got me 4 different gifts. So this is the last thing she got me, and they were in 2 separate gifts, but she said that the second time she just had to because they were good Prime Day deals, and she was curious about the electric eraser and this, so she sent those later on. But anyhow, this is a really beautiful book. I very briefly flipped through it, and because I didn't know what to expect, it's kind of hard to find flip throughs of the Color It books, and so I went into it a little bit blindly, but I really love the images in it. And you guys have heard me talk about, if you're in the UK, I'm very jealous. I dream of going there. I love the countryside there and videos and things that I've seen, and it's my dream to go someday. And this book is all about the countryside, so I just was drawn to it for that reason. Some of the pages are a little bit busy, but I think it's the kind of busy that I think once you do the page, it will end up stunning, and it will probably take, you know, several days, but it will be worth it in the end because it will be a really beautiful page. Automatically, I thought about doing glossy accents on those eyes. These pages are also perforated, so you can take them out. I love books that you have a spiral at the top because you can just fold them over. Look how beautiful this one is. This is kind of similar to like Wildflowers. Wow, I did not see this one before. Treehouse. It's got a lot of whimsical designs. I feel like it's similar to what, like I think this is what the Cottagecore book was going for. Love this. I've been really enjoying fishing with my dad. This would be super challenging, but it would be fun to make these have a light effect on everything. These just remind me of like, this is hilarious. These just remind me of good old summertime. These images just getting out. That's quite a complicated one with this chicken wire. Oh, I love this. My pawpaw and my dad built a Chevrolet 56 that this is reminding me of, so I'll probably do it like that. Maybe give it to my grandmother since my pawpaw passed. But they built from scratch the whole time my dad was growing up a Chevrolet truck. Well, not built from scratch, but they got the Chevrolet truck, and then my dad welded a new bed for it, and they bought seats for it, and they worked on it over the years and won many car shows. And so anyway, I might do that on that page. It kind of reminds me of that. This book has so many images in it. I'm not a huge fan of doing faces, so I like that all the people in this, it's just the back of them. Okay, so that is all of the designs in here. That's 50 original hand-drawn designs. So, and again, those are on really thick, nice paper. And it's quite a thick, sturdy book. But yeah, super excited about that. There's the back if you're curious. And here's the illustrator's name. That's by Color It. And then the last coloring book I got is The Wondrous Workings of Science and Nature coloring book. 40 Drawings to Color by Rachel Ignatowski. And it says, from the best-selling author and illustrator of Women in Science. She has one that I think's something like The Wonders of a Garden or something that's coming out this month. I saw Jody Moments also post about that. And so she has another one coming out about different things in the garden. But I've mentioned before, I have a biology degree, and so I love science, and I thought these drawings were really creative and cute. So, I mean, look at this. Microscopic ecosystems of a water drop. It's educational, and it's cute, and you guys know I love little areas and things, and this is the epitome of that. It has a ton of little ecosystems in jars. I'm really drawn to these pages instead of the quote ones. But these reminded me of The Coloring Chemist. I love her channel as well. And so those pages remind me of that. I'm not sure if she has this book or not, but especially that lab equipment one I just passed. Anyway, you've probably seen this book because I've seen it popping up a lot more recently. But yeah, I just really, really love these different ecosystem ones and how creative this is. And it's a good refresher for me since I'm not in the scientific world anymore. I started out as a vet assistant and then now I'm in a corporate business setting, so I don't get to enjoy the scientific side of me. So I like this a lot now. So super excited and pumped for all of these coloring books. And this one is up there with one of the ones I'm most pumped for. Okay, and then just a couple of more big exciting things. I saved these for last because they are the things that I would say I'm probably the most excited about. I don't know, that's a big statement because I'm very excited about the glossy accents and the glitter Mod Podge and the new books and everything, but really, really excited about reorganizing my supplies. So let me show you a clip real quick of me setting this up. Okay, so I just took everything out of my pouch here and my little organizational bin, and I am going to test all of these because some of them have honestly died. So I want to pull out the ones that I know are new and good, and erasers and such, obviously, and kind of just organize this. And because I don't want too many extras, especially because I'm getting new fine liners since a bunch of mine have died. And I'm going to test them out in this journal here and then put them in the front of this container. So sorry, I've got thunder and cars going by. But yeah, I've got everything out here, and I'm going to put all of my markers and gel pens and everything in here. I'm going to put those first and then the colored pencils because I have a feeling my colored pencil collection is going to grow. So we'll start with this and then I'll see how much I fill this up. Okay, I only had a handful of liners and pens that are out of ink. Otherwise, all of these are good to go. And now here is it all completed. So it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I guess I didn't think about I think it holds like 300. Didn't think about just how big it would have to be to hold that many. And I don't know if you can tell how big it is on camera, but it's probably, I don't know, it's probably about a foot this way. And so anyway, in here I have tiny tails to take with me. And then when you open it up, I have my retractable erasers and some pens and pencils. I'm going to put the rest of the new fine liners here because a lot of mine have died. And as I just showed, there were only a couple because I usually throw them out right when they're dying because it's so frustrating when you pick one up and it's the dead one. So I normally toss them as they die. I've got some Jelly Roll pens here, and I mainly needed another 5. So that's what is in that new set I bought. And then we've got the Posca pens / markers here, colorless blender. This is the one. Let's go ahead and put an extender on it so I can test this out. Wow, that's amazing. Really, really cool. Happy to have those. and that's gonna be a lot easier to use that. Okay, and then acrylic markers here. My ink glitter pen, markers here that I've made a video about previously. Did I say acrylic markers? Yes, acrylic markers, ink glitter markers, glitter pens, metallic pens. These are all in the same Color It set. More metallic pens, left space, and then I've got all of my Prismacolors in here. So that's everything. And then I realized just now when I was doing that swatch earlier that I also have my Prina colored pencils, but since I have all these in here, they don't fit, and I do tend to use these more. So I think I'll just use the Prinas. Like when I run out of a color of Prismacolor, I might make do with those for a time, or just have them for backups, or I might give them to my niece who's really enjoying coloring too. But I'm not sure. I'll figure out what to do with those. But for now, I think I'm going to keep my Prismacolors in here. But yeah, this already has been such a game changer to have all of these in one place and not have the different boxes in different areas. There's something about it just motivates me more to use them and remind me to use them because I'm already opening it to grab my other supplies. So, and I just like a simple gray, and I can take this with me. It's got a handle here, and then on the back it has a zipper pocket, so it really holds a lot, and it's just the perfect thing to take with me on the go when I want to color. And it really encourages me to use my pencils as well as all my other little embellishing supplies and glitter pens and markers, metallics, and my acrylic paint markers. And so anyway, also it fits perfectly on the final thing I'm going to show you. So I got a 3-tier organizational bin, or cart rather, with a handle that has wheels. And let me tell you right now, I did not realize when I got that how excited I would be. Now, the reason I'm not like obviously pulling it out right now is it's big. I pre-filmed a few weeks ago when I got it. I filmed some clips of me opening it, building it, and then showing you what I have on it, and also how I replaced the wheels on it and why. So I'm going to insert those clips now, and I saved it for the end because I was very excited, and these clips ended up being longer than I meant for them to, but I figured, you know, I'll just leave them in. I'll leave them till the end, and I hope that you enjoy and can feel my excitement with me, hopefully. So I'll go ahead and show you those now. Okay, so first of all, I want to say that I don't normally have my hair straight. I think it's the first time I've seen you guys face to face in a while, but also it's the first time that I've had my hair straightened because I realized my husband was like, I don't even think I've ever seen you in person with your hair straight. So that means it's at least been 2.5 years. So I straightened it for a wedding. So I just felt like I should address that first. And then I am going to go ahead and open this. So I have been dying to open it. So I know this angle isn't ideal. I've got my sock bin basket back here, and I'm just in the floor of my room, and I just realized to cover up the address, but I couldn't wait to open it. So this is, like I said, the 3-tier. I actually haven't filmed the actual video for this yet, but I'm assuming that I've probably segued into this clip. Anyway, so it comes in these pieces. I'm also a little bit flustered and out of breath because I just came in from refilling my bird feeders outside, and it's very hot where I'm at. Okay, so we've got all these different pieces. The thing I'm most nervous about is if my markers are gonna fit in the bin. It's gonna be really tight looking at this in person. So that's kind of the main thing that I'm like eager to find out. Okay. It doesn't look like it's gonna fit. It's literally almost perfect. Let me show you from a different angle. Okay, it literally fits. Can you see that? Like, enough that it has some wiggle room, but like maybe 1/2 inch on both sides, if that. Wow. Okay. What a relief. So I'm going to put it completely together. Here's, I'm kind of exposing myself, but next to my bed here, I have my bed here, my night table, or my nightstand, and I have all my stuff here. So this is kind of my devotion and Bible stuff. It's for when I do my Bible study and my Be Still magazine. I just had you guys propped up on this, but normally this is on top of this, and then this is up here. My hair clip, I had pulled my hair back because I was hot. But I have a lap desk here with the page I'm currently doing, because I typically color the most in bed, I would say. And then I have obviously my Bible and my devotional stuff, like I said. And then this is like my acrylic markers, my color catalog companion to flip through, my pouch with my colored pencils, and whatever book I'm doing with colored pencils, because that's what I take with me most of the time now. Instead of hauling around my markers, I take my colored pencils. And then here's the books that I'm aiming to do in July. So probably not going to happen. I'm really behind this month, but I'm going to try to make up for it in the last few weeks. But yeah, I am really excited about this. So let me go ahead and put it together, and then I'll show you all of this once it's done. The goal is to have all of this on the tier and then to roll it into that corner, and then I can go easier. Like all of this stuff, I like to have everything with me when I'm coloring, and it's a lot to move this and my coloring bag, which you've probably seen in my coloring bag video. I use that as well, but it's a lot to carry back and forth from here to my den and to get like it all set up. And so I oftentimes just stay in here, but I'd love to be able to be with my husband more when I'm coloring and stuff, and not just be in my bedroom. So I'm hoping that this, having it on wheels, is going to help me to be able to take it to and from here and there. So I'm so excited. Let me go ahead and put it together. Okay, it's much later. It's dark out now. But I finished it. My husband and I watched a show live and had dinner together, so it's a lot later. But I did finish it. It was pretty straightforward to put together. And I'm going to show you more up close, but I just wanted to show you the way it rolled around. This was better in my head, showing you this. But just wanted to show you the way that this is, and then I'm going to show you what I have and everything. Okay, so first of all, it's such a game changer because it fits perfectly in this corner like that. And now this mess that I still have my little makeshift trash bag, but the clutter I have in the floor now is organized over there. So now when I get in bed, like, I cannot explain to you, when you live with something in your way like that for so long, not having it there is such a game changer. And it could not fit more perfectly in that, which is so satisfying to me. So I'm just thrilled with it, and now I can easily take it from here to my den. So it was really hard to decide what to put where, but I ultimately decided on doing my coloring books up on the top. Now, I've noticed in the last couple of months, if I pull out a portion of my coloring books, this is not all of my coloring books, that's a lot, but it's not all of them, I pull some out that I want to do for that specific month, and something about seeing them while I'm coloring really motivates me and gets me excited. And when I finish several pages, it's satisfying to be like, oh, I've made it through half of my goal for this month. I don't know, it's just helped me that in June I got way more done because I did that. So I did the same thing this month, where I went through, picked out the pages that I wanted to do and the books I wanted to do them in, and put them here as motivation. So I have that up top because this book, Long Way, did not fit on either of these without being a little bit curved. And so I thought up top, they can be as tall as they need to be, the coloring books, and it's extra motivating because it's right there at the top. I can see it, and I like the way that it looks. And then here I have my color catalog companion, which is my quick glance at all of the color palettes by Sarah Renee Clark. And I had that printed into a book. You've probably seen me show it many times. And then this is my little pouch. I don't think I've ever linked these for you guys, but I'll find the link because I really love them. It was a pack and it was super cheap. But anyway, it's just a little pouch, and I can put my stuff in it, like if I'm doing a specific book with specific markers, or in this case, I put my coloring pencil book that I'm doing with like my eraser, blender pencils, sharpener, Prismacolors, and I can just take that with me on the go whenever I leave the house and want to color. And then this is the book I'm working on right now, and the markers and the color palette that I'm doing, that's up here. And then there's room, of course, I can put more stuff in the bottom. And the bottom of these are like a sort of mesh. And then here, my markers fit. You probably saw this in one of the first couple of clips, but these are actually different sizes. So it's small, medium, and large. So this actually has a little bit more wiggle room than the top one does for the markers. And again, I just thought this looked better than having a big black box up there. So I have that here. And then this is my little thing that you guys saw in my coloring bag video. It's my little organizer bin with my kind of go-to supplies. And then down at the bottom is my Bible and devotional things so that I always have it with me. And then my glitter markers, acrylic markers, gel pens, and coloring pencils. And so once I get a pencil pouch, which I just realized it will be in this video in the haul because I ordered it a couple days ago, I'm going to put all of those in one pouch. So that can also be kind of a grab and go situation like this. So everything will be all in one. So I'm just trying to reorganize my supplies and make it a little bit easier now that my supply collection is growing. So, but this, I could not be more happy with it. And I don't know if I mentioned it already, but it was normally like $50. Normally you can get these in their plastic versions on Amazon, and they are $30 on average from what I was looking at. And you get some for $25, but really nice ones were like $30. But this one was metal, and it was normally $49.99, and I got it on sale for $29.99. So I got it for $30, so the same price as the plastic ones, and it's got the handle, and I just think it's perfect. And of course, again, it has a lot of room. Like, I fit so much stuff in here, and it holds a lot of weight, and based on the item description and everything, and it was simple to put together. I'm so excited about it. It also came in some different colors too. But anyway, that is my 3-tier little push cart organizer. Okay, it's a couple days later. I just got home from work, so I'm in my work clothes. But I had to show you guys an upgrade I made to the cart here. Sorry about the lighting. I know this window is kind of messing it up a little bit, but I wanted to just go ahead and film this for you, and this is where my cart is right now. So let me see if I can kind of cover the light up. Maybe that's a little bit better. But anyway, I wanted to tell you, so the wheels that I had on this originally were fine, but I have a rug in my room and in the den they're both pretty thick. And so with all the weight that's on this, it was a little bit trickier to push on those rugs than I wanted it to be, especially getting over the edge of the rug. So my husband had the idea to support all the weight that I have in here, to put bigger wheels that are a little bit nicer on there. So we actually accidentally ordered the wrong size, but they were so close. So my husband just used one of his old drill bits to drill through it, and it was really easy. We did it in like 5 minutes last night, and we put them on here. If you're interested in putting new wheels, if you get the same cart and want to do new wheels, I'll put the correct size we've measured, and I'll put that in the description, not the ones that I ordered, so you don't have to go through all the fuss. But anyway, we did that, and these are so much nicer. And I'm sorry this has ended up being a lot of separate clips, but I just couldn't wait to do the card and to fill up my pencil pouch, and so I wanted to film them for you. And so it is adding up to be a lot though, so I'm sorry, but I hope you're enjoying it and enjoying seeing all the parts. But the reason I have you in here is because I just wanted to show you. So this is on a rug that's a pretty decent size thickness, and I'm just gonna push it, and not even like, I'm not gonna push it, I'm just gonna shove it that way, and you can see how easily it goes on this rug. I know this is kind of silly, but I just wanted to show you that these wheels are amazing. I'm just so excited. It was the best idea. My husband thought of it, and I am just so thrilled with it. And they have the most incredible brakes too, which I don't know that I'm going to use them that much, but if I want to keep this in place, that's nice. But for me, I'm excited about everything in this video. But I'm absolutely bursting at the seams excited about this cart. And I was just going on the longest tangent last night telling my husband about how excited I am about these wheels, how excited I am about the actual cart, how much easier it's going to make my life, and why did I not do this sooner? I've seen so many people and coloring girlies and stuff having their 3-tier organizers, and I never got into it. And I just don't know why, because now I am obsessed with this. So Anyway, let me show you a closer up of the wheels, but I just wanted to show you, it pushes so, like, you can't even tell, but it's like butter soft, and it does a 360 really easily. It could not be easier, and the wheels hold like 300 or 400 pounds. But yeah, this is quite heavy, because this has my Bible, devotional stuff, 320 set of Ohuhu markers, all of these coloring books, and then all of my colored pencils and gel pens and glitter markers and things. And these wheels hold all of that up really, really well. And anyway, I just needed to write to you guys about it. I also put my book light on here, and that has ended up being nice because it's so easy to charge right here next to my nightstand. So anyway, you guys might think I'm crazy, but I just had to give you a tangent about this because I'm so, like, I can't say how excited I am about it. I'm literally unbelievably thrilled with it. And I, like, as much as I was when I got my Ohuhu markers in the beginning, for some reason, this is an absolute game changer for me. So had to share it with you guys, but let me show you the wheels real quick. Okay, so these are the wheels. I have the brake on this one to show you. So first of all, I'm really impressed with the brake because I only have this wheel on and it will not move. Like, it's extremely strong. What that means though is that this is really hard to push. Like, you could hear out that release. It's extremely hard to push down and to unlock, but that means that it really locks in place well. And then they spin around so easily. I mean, like I said, this is on my rug and it's just like I'm barely having to push. And so I don't know, I just did not realize how wonderful this was going to be and how in love I would be with it. So it probably sounds like I'm trying to just sell it to you guys, but I'm really not. I'm just this excited. I sounded like this to my husband too. So anyway, you guys know I'd tell you if I don't like something, and I would tell you, but this has been a really pleasant surprise. So anyway, thank you for joining me as I lose my mind over it. But that is everything that I've gotten over the last several weeks. I am extra excited, if I can say it again. I need a little counter on the screen for how many times I said excited in this video. I'm so sorry. If I knew of more adjectives, I'd be using them. But I am super pumped, excited, ecstatic, whatever you want to say. I am all of the above because now that I have filmed this, one, it was very exciting to open it with you and I can relive it if I ever want to and watch it back and remember what it was like opening them for the first time. But also, now that I have opened them and shown them to you, that means I can really use them. So looking forward to that, using them on pages and sharing that all with you in my completed pages video. But I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for staying till the end. I'll put everything down in the description as always. And thank you again if you've ever used any of my links. I mentioned this in my last video, but if you've ever used any of my links, I really appreciate it because the little bit of commission that I get from the purchases on Amazon, they add up, and I was able to, everything you saw in this video, I was able to get with the money that I have made from that. So I just want you to know that I really appreciate it, and I want to, and I'm trying to put it back in the channel because I know hauls are fun to watch, they are fun to film, and they are obviously fun for me to use the new supplies and to open them. So it's a win-win for everybody. So I, again, hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see you in my next one. Until then, happy coloring and God bless. Bye. Okay, one more quick thing that I forgot to show you. Here is what this looks like now, a little bit later. This has hardened. It's not fully cleared, but the top part of it at least is hardened. But you can see my fingernails started to go in it a little bit, so it's still, oh, I'm sorry. My fingernails started to go in it just a little bit, so it's not fully there, but it is hardening, and really excited about that. This looks like it's pretty much completely dried. I just accidentally got a bubble. But yeah, and the glitter looks pretty much like when I showed you at first. But just wanted to show you that since I said I would. Okay, goodbye for real. Thank you so much for being here. Love you guys.